Hey, greetings. I got this question from one of our buddies. He's from India and he sent me this. We had this discussion on Facebook and he asked me, his name is Rohan, and I'm not going to give you his last name or anything. And he has this one friend, his childhood friend named Vicky. So he said that they've been friends for a long time, for 17 years now. That's a big time, dude. So they basically grew up together, went to the same school, everything, and now they're in college. And what happens is they both work out, they are in good shape, but Vicky tried to alpha up on Rohan every time they talk to chicks. You know, they're in that age where they both go out and like to party, and then they both try to woo the woman, right? But whenever he sees this pattern, I mean, initially he just ignored it and he'd been ignoring this for a long time because Vicky is his good friend, and now this is a constant thing and he doesn't like it. So when they are just together, just the two of them, they both are like really good, hang out, goof around and all this. But then when they are around women or around other chicks, what happened is whenever Rohan is trying to talk to girls, and if Vicky is there, he always comes up and then he tried to alpha up on Rohan and call him names, right? Like he says, you're a pussy, and then he just, you know how guys do, and then he just tried to show that Rohan is less of a man than him. And it's been bugging him for so long now, and then he decided many a times to just quit the relationship, like stop being his friends and don't talk to him anymore. But it's been 17 years and he genuinely likes his friendship. So he came to me and he asked me this question: what should he do? I found this question funny, but at the same time, for some of you this is very mundane and like, hey, grow up, be a man, right? Quit this friendship, you can find all the other. It's very hard to show empathy, especially maybe it's not your problem, but it's his problem, and he's generally need help in this problem, right? First of all, Rohan, I understand your situation because I have been in kind of similar situations, and I can only give you my experience and my personal preferences of how I dealt with it, right? What happened is, first, I would say that it is your fault a lot. I mean, it's his fault, no doubt, and he should not do it, but you both are like in this teenage group. If people are not respecting you, it's your fault, dude. You should demand respect. You've been keeping this quiet. I think if he's your friend, you should just go and talk to him and like, hey, but let me teach you the way of how I would have done and how I actually have done this, right? More or less, kind of. If you just go and just say, hey, listen, Vicky, and I don't like this, and he's your friend, and he was like, what are you talking about, dude? Oh, come on, don't be a pussy. Come on, you're a bro. Yeah, bro, you're my friend and all this, right? He might just divert you in that direction. If this is like a really concerning thing for you, then I would advise you, let me think of a moment. I would advise you to go and talk to Rohan. Talk to Vicky. You know, just the two of you. No one should be around there. It should be comfortable, maybe at his place, your place, wherever, right? It should be a comfortable environment. There should be no calls coming or anything, or like somebody else in there and then he's disturbing both of you. You should say, listen, Vicky, I really need to talk to you about something. He would say, sure, go ahead. What is it? He's like, listen, this is, and your friend, so he would understand, right? And you should say, listen, this is something that's been bugging me for a long time now, and I'm in all seriousness right now. So I'm not in the mood to like goof around or like think. I don't want you to think that this is funny. You have to be very assertive in your energy, very grounded, very assertive, And you have to look him in the eye while you're talking about that, right? This way he would know that this is serious, this is something serious. So you say, hey, listen, this is something very serious and it's been bugging me for a long time, and you're my friend, so I come to talk to you. And he'll be like, all right, sure, tell me, what is it? And then you say, listen, I know we are friends for a very long time, and I cherish this friendship, but I need you to give me a yes or a no answer, right? And he'll be like, what are you talking about? Oh, come on, I mean, yeah, why are you making it so dramatic? And I was like, no, hold up. Dude, while you're talking all this, I want you to breathe into your balls, right? You have to have very deep breathing at this time. You have to be very calm and assertive, because the other guy, Vicky, he would be all like, what are you talking about? I mean, come on, like, because when you say, listen, I need to ask you something, there's something that I need to tell you. There's a trigger when you say something like that in another person's head, and it's like, oh, like maybe I'm at fault, maybe I have done something wrong, and then there's a defense mechanism that comes up, right? He's like, I'm ready for the battle. What is it? Bring it on. But since you're my friend, I want to try to avoid this battle, right? He gets all worked up. That's why you have to be very calm and assertive. And then tell him, listen, dude, I love our friendship and I love hanging out with you. Spending time, we have done so many things. But whenever we are around chicks, I have seen you calling me names. And you all the time you call me a pussy, and you should do this, like, let's say if this happened to you today, you should just do it maybe a day, maybe tomorrow, or maybe a day after that, so it's very recent. So you can give reference. And then, like, yesterday when we were meeting these girls, you called me, and you don't have to go around, you don't have to beat the bush. You don't have to beat around the bush. You have to be exact on point, very assertive, right? When you called me a pussy, I do not appreciate that. I did not appreciate it then. I do not appreciate it now. So I'm giving you two options. Either you should just apologize to me and then say, this would never happen, and you would be careful about this, and we will just wrap this whole thing up, finish this matter here, right now, and then we can just hang out. And if you choose to say no, then you might be risking our friendship. And then take a pause. These are all very essential things. Take a pause, right? Let him. That's it. And you have said it. No beating around the bush. You have said your thing, and that is it. You want either a yes or a no. He might try to, again, alpha up on you. It's like, oh, come on, dude, come on. I mean, that's such a silly thing. That's a small thing. I mean, stop talking to like person. It's like, no. Yes or a no. He might try to distract you in some other directions, like, hey, listen, remember this and that. Listen to him quietly, whatever he's saying, but do not get sidetracked. He might try to take this conversation in some other direction, but then you have to say, you have to be assertive, you have to be very grounded. And you just have to say, is it a yes or a no? Come on. You have to give me a yes and a no. Right? This is you demanding respect for yourself. Right? Now, at this point, after you not getting distracted, he see firmness in your eyes, he see that you are very much assertive on what you're asking. And also his mind is thinking, well, he's not wrong, right? I mean, he's basically demanding what is right. At this point, one of the two things will happen to you. Either he would have to surrender in front of you, and he would say, all right, you know what? This would never happen. And then even if he says that is fine, Vicky, I do not need your apology anymore. I'm taking your word for it. This should never happen again. We are friends, and then you just go out, chill out, to go drink beer or whatever, right? Just finish it, right? This is, you demanded respect for yourself, you get out of this situation, and this will never happen. Make sure this will never happen again. If things go other direction and he will still try to say, I'm still gonna do that to you, what you gonna do? Huh? What you gonna do? I mean, come on, I'm gonna do it. I'm still gonna do it. This is how I am, or whatever he says. You just say one last time, listen, Ricky, I know this is your nature, but this is something in my territory, and this is something that's hurting me, that's bugging me. You have all the right to enjoy life, but not at the expense of my self-respect, right? You just say it one last time. If he agrees, finish it up, and worst case scenario, he would say no. I'm assuming it's not gonna happen because you have had this 17-year-long friendship, so that's what I'm hoping for you guys. But still, human nature, maybe he's not in the right mindset, and then he would say no, right? I mean, what you gonna do? And then you would say, thank you, so this is your final decision. I am sorry, but I cannot continue your friendship. And then you just shake his hand like a man, you walk out, you stand up and you walk away, right? This is what you're gonna do. There's still a chance he would realize his mistake, what he's been doing up, and then maybe later on that day, or maybe a day after or sometime, he come and apologize to you, and then be the bigger man in the room, and then forgive him, but not at the expense of your own self-respect, right? If not, good luck, dude. He's not your friend anymore, and you can always make new friends or love yourself, but do not ever let anyone come in your way for your self-respect because it's bugging you so much. I hope that helps. This is just something that I did in the past. Fortunately, I still have that relationship, and we both respect each other in the same way, and I hope that helps. Good luck. Done. Now follow me on Instagram, Facebook, and hit the subscribe button on this YouTube channel. Go do it now.